Hi there, I'm Phil, an Education Development Manager from KRCS. We've been supporting schools, colleges and universities with Apple since 1984. Previously, I was a primary school teacher and assistant, so I really do understand how KRCS can help develop teaching and learning in a classroom with technology. Today, let's talk about how you can carry on teaching your class when there's no classroom between you and your students. Whether you're looking at blended learning, teaching in your classroom, or working from home, iPad and a digital workflow app like Showbie can keep things feeling familiar, as if you're still working in your classroom, but without all the paper.
The teaching, learning and assessment cycle is neatly packaged up digitally to reduce the amount of paper throughout the learning journey. It's a digital workflow app for iPad and iPhone that's also available on the web. This means you have a classroom space where you can set differentiated work, conduct assessment for learning, and extend or support children, as well as provide various depths of marking, summative or formative. The whole teaching and learning cycle is available on the basic version of Showbie for free, but it does also have some paid pro features. It's a cloud-based solution with unlimited storage included, so you don't need any extra IT or any servers in school. It integrates all apps you already know and love, like Pages, Keynote, Numbers, or Microsoft Office. It can be a key communication tool with students, using whole class, one-to-one and parental discussion options. This makes it a great way to stay in touch when your class is rotating their time in school as a part of a bubble. Schools using Showbie also report that they save up to 95% of paper they use in comparison to traditional classroom practice. KRCS are also a Showbie partner, which means that we can deliver CPD and training where you work or over the web. Now let's get into Showbie. Firstly, let's make your digital classroom space. Tap Showbie on the home screen. Next, hit the Sign Up for Free button and choose the teacher role. Use a school email for this. Your notifications will go there, and you can adjust settings at a later date. Fill in all your details that you're asked for afterwards. Your school may exist in the app already. Choosing your school means other teachers can join the same institution, so it's good to do this to band together, and you can even become co-teachers. Call your class whatever you want. Ideally, have the year group or class name your school uses to mirror your real-life classroom for continuity for your students. I'm going to go with Year 6 Sparrows. Students will have a similar view to the teacher within the app, and we'll get to see their take on things soon. Let's take a quick explore. To the left of Classes is your Account button. You can connect to other Showbie services here, such as Socrative, invite parents to Showbie, or edit notification settings. Going into the class, we see the assignments page. We can see class discussion near the top and a small spanner icon to the right of the class name. Tapping the spanner for settings brings up a short menu. Your class code is shown, and this is really important. Note yours down if you're following along. Now we've got your classroom set up, we need to get your students involved. As a teacher, you can do this for your students, or they can do it themselves. Let's look at this from a student's point of view and get them signed up. Tap Sign Up for Free and then I'm a Student. You can sign in with a Google account, but using a username is the simplest method. Students need to use their real names, but the username and password is just for them to log in, so they can be personalised. Next, we need to join our teacher's class. As a teacher, you'd hand out the all-important class code for students to use. I wrote mine down somewhere. Here it is. And voila, we've joined our teacher's class. Right now, it says we have no assignments. Let's change that and set some work. As a teacher, on the main class screen, tap the spanner icon and then tap New Assignment. I normally put the learning intention as the title or the equivalent of what your school uses, then set a date that you'd like the work to be completed by. You can schedule an assignment to lock itself or become view only at a later date, so children cannot edit or submit after a due date. Let's hit save now we've done that, and we'll land on the assignment screen. On the left hand side of the screen you can see all of your students. Here's where the magic is. You either share work to complete with the whole class at once under shared items, or share work with individuals to provide differentiation you provide in class. It works this way for communication as well. For now, I'm going to set the whole class an open-ended task by hitting shared items. Next to the comment box there's a plus icon. Tapping it shows all the ways we can create tasks for your students. My favourites are scanning a document, such as a sheet you'd use in books, adding or taking a photo, as well as adding a file from your iPad if you made a Word or Pages document. There's also a new function where you can create by drawing on a square piece of paper or a lined piece of paper from within the app. For today, I'll scan a page I'd like my kids to complete. Just like this. Easy peasy. Just so everyone knows what my expectation is, I'm going to do a voice note from me explaining the task as well as typing a written instruction so my lesson is accessible to everyone. Students will see exactly the same feed for this lesson on their screen, but when they post back, it's only between the two of us. Let's go down to Nick Fury. Here we can see the learning journey just for him. When Nick wants to submit a piece of work back to me, the process is exactly the same as it is for the teacher. Students have access to anything their iPad or smart device can do and can upload files from their favourite apps. Marking is just as simple. On a student's learning journey, we can provide assessment for learning by leaving a comment like we already have in the past. I can annotate the work in a few ways. Firstly, the pencil tool as per usual. Secondly is tapping the comment button to put a text comic on the work like this. The same with voice notes too, next to it. Your students just tap the icon to reveal the comment or voice note.
And that's a brief tour of Showbie. Learning can stay continuous no matter where you or your class are. Here at KRCS, we've delivered training to many schools to help them digitise their practice or adapt to the way that they work. We help from end to end with Apple technology in education, from leadership and planning seminars, all the way through to managing your devices so they land in your hands, ready to teach with our KRCS First Class Managed service. All over the UK, we manage thousands of Apple devices to keep learning happening continuously in schools and colleges and universities, so that they don't have to stress about mobile device management from day to day. If you're curious about what we do, or want to see a school that uses iPad or Mac with Showbie, we can get you in touch with an Apple distinguished school that we work with. Just say the word. Otherwise, feel free to give us a call or an email, and we'll be ready to help you implement a successful iPad deployment in your school.